What up, everybody? This is Big Elbow chilling like always with the two little compadres, Averno, Atlantis. I'm Big Elbow. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're not new to the channel, welcome back. Comic hauls is what I mostly do, and what I got for you today is the summer back issue pileup, aka the Dolla-Haula-Palooza. It's a big one, so I'm gonna have to break it up into a few parts. Today, what I'm gonna show is the Indy books for the most part. And so basically, so what this is, the back issue pileup, I do a couple of these a year, one for each season basically. And I just show all the books that I mostly bought from the my comic shop dollar bin. And so that's where I get my monthly comics, and because I do that, I check their weekly dollar bin, and I am able to piggyback the shipping. And these are all the books I added throughout the summer, and it's a lot. So let's get into it. This isn't much to look at, but this is the EXO Man of War Unconquered. I got these because I like Liam Sharp's art. Unfortunately, that's a blank cover, but maybe I'll have somebody draw something on it. That's number 1. And this is number 2. I wanted to get these when they first came out, but I don't remember what happened. They just didn't make the cut. I like the Valiant 2012 relaunch, especially EXO is one of my favorite titles. It kind of fell off as the years went on, and so I don't know. I stopped picking it up and got rid of a lot of it. Those first couple years though, I'm gonna keep those in the collection. I really like those a lot. This is a little bit older Valiant. This is Acclaim Comics Valiant Master Dark by Christina Z and Leonardo Manco. And I like Manco's art quite a bit. I like the work that he did on the Swamp Thing. And this looks pretty similar to that. Not Swamp Thing, Man Thing for Marvel. The Strange Tales, I think it was called. And this came out in '98. Yeah, there's some pretty... Monko, he does his thing, man. He's still doing his thing, I believe. Show the page here. But yeah, Monko, he's pretty bad dude. Yeah, there's some Shadow Man in there. That's my Shadow Man, Zero. This guy right here. I suppose I shouldn't spend too much time on this. Like I said, I got a lot of shit to show. This is called the Bacchus Color Special. Eddie Campbell and Teddy H. Christensen, who I'm a big fan of. Shout out to my man 420 Partier, who's a big Eddie Campbell guy. I like Teddy Christensen too, so I'm not sure if they work together. One guy drew, one wrote it. This is another Dark Horse book called Barnstormers. It's by a ballad of love and murder. I do like Tula Lote's art, and I believe she did that cover there. I just want to check out this back real quick and see if Christensen's drawing it, or what's the deal here. I'll be quick. That looks pretty cool. I believe so. This Bacchus is also known as Deadface, right? Painted art and lettering by Teddy H. Christensen. Painted cover by Eddie Campbell. Okay. Looks pretty good. Like I said, I like Teddy Christensen's work. That looks pretty good. Okay, so then I did this like a fool. Got this Star Wars. This is just some reprints of some old Star Wars shit. But I ordered it twice on accident. This one is Another Universe Exclusive.com. And this one is American Entertainment Exclusive.com. But they're both from Dark Horse. And it's the same book, just different covers. I fucked up. I hate when shit like that happens. Oh, this is really cool right here. She had this open already. Dark Horse presents number 138, The Terminator featuring Frank Turan. Shout out to my man, Big Rig, who put me on to Frank Turan back in the day. Just a quick look at what that looks like. But yeah, Frank Turan, Steve Root on the Moth, and then something called Vagabond Days, which I'm not sure what that's all about. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Frank Turan. Wish he did more comic work. This is Shadow Play number 2. I got it for the Ashley Wood. Ben Templesmith also does art on it, and I think Christina Z, which I don't know why her name's been popping up in my stuff a lot lately. I got this for my nephew because he really liked that Last Ronin book, and this is the Last Ronin Lost Day special. So I'm not sure exactly what that is, but it's Last Ronin related, so I grabbed it for him. I bought him the Last Ronin trade paperback for Christmas last year. I got this Hanzo Freeway Ninja just because I remember seeing ads for it a long time ago and thinking it looked kind of cool and not knowing really what the fuck it was. Some interesting art though, interesting enough to make it worth $1 to me just to check it out, see what it's all about. Here's a little back cover. Yeah, it looks pretty cool, man. Like I said, interesting enough. Yeah, so I'll check that out. Like I said, I'll buy that for $1. This is Run Filler trying to put this together. I read the first issue of Over the Ropes, and it was pretty good, enough to make me want to get the rest of them. This is number 3. I think I need like 2 issues of that. This is Doc Frankenstein. Burly Man Comics. This is issue number 2. I really like that cover. I'm not sure who did that. It looks kind of like Alex Ross. So Wachowski brothers and Steve Scores, or Scorgi, I don't know how you pronounce it. Like Frankenstein flying a fucking fighter jet. That's pretty cool. Yeah, the art in this looks pretty cool. Again, I shouldn't spend too much time on it because I got a lot of books to go. This is Crimson Cage number 5. I read the first issue of this series and made me want to check out the rest of it. This is a book called Takedown. I just thought the art looked kind of cool. The Zach Bassett. So I had seen in the previews a while back this book, and I was like, oh, who is? I thought it looked pretty cool. So I looked up the artist, and then I realized that this book had already come out. I guess they're reprinting it through maybe Floating World or something. But it ended up popping up in the dollar bin. So I was like, shit, I grabbed it. Why am I gonna order the reprint if I get the original for $1? Speaking of reprints, this is Roach Mill number 1. So the original of this came out back in. This is from It's Alive Comics. The original comic came out by from Blackthorn way back in the 80s. Anyways, I have it, so I just wanted to compare and see like what's the deal. Like, is it the same exact thing or what? So I'm gonna have to give that a look and see what that's all about. This is the Inkall, the free comic book day. I just got it for the Mobius art. Check it out. Death Sentence, another book. I thought that cover looked good, and I looked up the artist who drew it, and what I seen online looked pretty cool, so I figured I'd give it a try for $1. These books are from Oni Press, and I got them because it's it has the lineup looks pretty solid. Chris Condon, Nick Cagnetti, Melissa Flores, I don't know, Phil Hester, Shaky Kane though is the main one. So there's issue number 1. And issue number 2. Doesn't look like Shaky Kane's on issue number 2, but David Lapham, Xander Cannon are the ones that I really know, but I guess I'll check it out. Again, these are only $1. I got this Fire and Ice because it's an issue 1. Nice Pancho Villa cover, Francesco Pancho Villa, and again Leonardo Manco on the interiors. And this looks pretty good. Oh wait, is that just an ad? Oh wait, that's just an ad. It looks like the same art. It definitely looks like a different colorist than that other Manco book. A lot more bright. Oh look, there's a Death Dealer right there. That's cool. So yeah, I'll take that for $1. As you guys, if anyone like familiar with the channel knows, I'm a big wrestling fan. So it's easy to sell me on a wrestling book, even if it's Ric Flair, who I'm not a fan of. I don't know. I never got into him just as a kid. Kind of put me off. I appreciate him now. I find when I watch Ric Flair, I get a good laugh out of it and shit. But he's just never been one of my guys. But for his comic book, I'll buy it for $1. And Jaguar God #1. Again, my man Frank Turan. Shout out Big Rig. I already had that, but I'm like, man, I'm gonna grab that. And I picked up another copy and gave it to my brother. I grabbed this because I just recently got put onto Jonathan Wayshack, and he did interior art on this. So shout out to my man, my partner Warlock, for putting me on the Wayshack. So this is a book called Devolution, and it's a #1, so I took it. I don't remember if they had more than the first issue. If they did, I probably should have picked up more. Now I'll show some. This is a little bit of the older indie stuff. I'm not doing too bad on time here. All right, so this is the Midnight Surfer. Only one man can stop him, Judge Dredd. Again, these are dollar books. Excuse me. And this is Cam Kennedy art, which I recently started getting into Cam Kennedy. I read some of his Boba Fett stuff that was pretty cool. Yeah, but this art in here, it looks pretty good. Good Judge Dredd. These surfer guys are pretty cool. So yeah, it's a one-shot special, so I'll take that. This is called The Score, Book 1 from Piranha Press. Mark Badger art, and that's pretty much what the interiors look like. I won't spend too much time on it, but I'll just give you a quick look. And some chick getting a big smack. But yeah, the chicks look cool. It looks like a good crime comic. Not a lot of like big splash pages or nothing, but it looks solid. Like, yeah. So for $1, I'm not real familiar with Mark Badger, but that looked like a pretty cool book. This is Usagi from the Mirage, 1994, issue number 6. I have a couple of these, so I figure you can't really go wrong with Usagi's, I don't think. Silver Star, I'm going to take that Jack Kirby whenever I can get it for $1. I have like one other issue of Silver Star. I really want those graphite editions, but I don't think I'm going to find those in the dollar bin. If I see Tim Vigil in the dollar bins, I'm going to grab it. I'm not sure if I needed that to put together a set, but that's basically Grips number 5. It's called Greater Mercury Comics Action, but it's basically Grips number 5. It has Tim Vigil art. And I got this one pretty much for the Tim Tyler art. It's called Devil Jack. But honestly, I'm not real big. I'm not, after giving it a look, I think the coloring is what takes me out of it. Because like, I don't know, the color just doesn't work for me. And then when I look at this, so look at that for example. And then look at this. Like, that looks better than anything in the whole book. So I think if they would have just kept this in black and white with some like dual tone or shade or zip, whatever that shit is called, you know, like the little dots and textures, I think that would have worked better. So I don't know, I might not hang on to that for too long. And then this is a book called Red Moon that I wasn't familiar with. Looks like I guess John Bolton did the cover. I'm not sure why they made it so small. But interiors by Rich Suchi. This is Millennium Comics. There's a chick here looking like Elektra with that Frank Miller hair. Yeah, this stuff with the wolves is pretty cool. Oh, look at that back cover. That's sick. So I guess okay, so that's a bigger version. I'm gonna flip that and just put that as the cover. That's pretty sweet. I got a special place in my heart for wolves. As they used to call my pops, was the wolf. Rest in peace to my pops, aka good old grandpa. This is Nat Rat the movie. Well, it's not the movie actually, but of course that's what it's called. But I'm pretty sure this is like some Mark Martin. It's Frank Miller parody and shit. Is usually what he does. I grabbed this Amazing Heroes number 101. It has some previews for Daredevil, for Elektra by Frank Miller, and some Rip in Time by Rich Corbin. So there's an article about Rip in Time. There's a little bit of Corbin artwork. And it seems like there's a decent length article about Frank Miller's Elektra. So that might be kind of interesting. It's a review, I think, so that'll be interesting to see how people were looking at it at the time. A review for some other stuff that was coming out. These are always cool, just to, you know, like little time capsules, especially for $1. I'm not sure what this is or why I even got it, but it's called Human Remains. But the interior artwork looks pretty cool to me. Like the artist looks like he knows what he's doing. Maybe it's a crime book. And then shout out to my man 420 Partier, another Jorge Zafino fan. I was able to get these Winter World #1 and #2. I already had #3, so I completed that. I can finally get to reading that. Run Filler Prowler #4. And I think that's the last issue I need of that. With that's Timothy Truman and John K. Snyder. And then these are just run fillers. This series called Maelstrom from there's #2, #3, and #7 from Aerosol Comics. I like these black and white 80s indies, and that's a run I'm trying to put together. And that's gonna do it for the indie section of this Dolla-Haula-Palooza, the summertime back issue pile up. So stay tuned to the channel for the rest of the books, which will be the Marvel and DC and Image, which there's not a whole lot of Image, but there is some good some magazines, graphic novels, and then a couple books that I paid a little bit more than $1 for. So again, check that out. Follow me on IG, hit the likes, the comments, the subscribes, all that stuff. If you enjoyed this video, guess what? You got good taste. So show it by doing all that stuff I just said. And again, any recommendations I always appreciate. So that'll do it. Stay tuned to the channel. And like I always say, get off of YouTube, read some fucking comics.